have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world, when you hit that play button. So glad you did. This is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kazmina coming at you with another episode of the Genesis Frequency. Welcome in. I appreciate you. I appreciate every listener out there. So thank you so much. It is my mission and purpose to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. It's as simple as that. And I talk about tools and techniques to help you become a better version of you, right? You 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever you're working on to move into your field of experience, the life you would love to live. And we're talking about this, of course, personally and professionally. This show is about personal and professional development and leadership development. All three of those really go hand in hand. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. I've had some request to take a look at the total person concept again. This is where we look at every area of our lives, not just what do we want personally, the shiny new house or the new car or whatever it is, but our entire life. My doctorate is in holistic life coaching, and holistic means the whole, the whole. So that's why I talk about the whole person, because we don't want any places in our lives that are just flat, and maybe we're just excelling in one area and everything's clicking on all cylinders, and these other areas of our life are flat. It doesn't lead to a joy-filled life. So that's why we will revisit this today, but I want to look at it in a different way than we've looked at it before. So let's back up a little bit. I hope you like the episode I did last week, which was the success concepts and the steps and the formula to look at every single day, to have in front of you. Go back and listen to that. It's The Success Plan by Paul J. Meyer, and it's very, very valuable. I suggest you pin that up, have it on your bulletin board, look at it every day, and do what it says to do. If you don't have that, you don't have a copy, I suggest going back to the episode and writing it down, because writing causes thinking. And that's where we're going to start today, with thought. It's all about our thoughts. So we're going to look at this total person concept and the areas of life again. But I want to talk about thought, because we don't, I don't think we give enough attention to the power that our thoughts have, because everything starts there. Everything starts with our thoughts. Remember, and I've drilled this home, thoughts plus feelings plus actions equals results. So we have to start with thoughts. We can't take the results, start kicking them around, focus all our attention and energy on the results that we don't want, and then expect something to change, right? Well, let me share just a few words from Charles Hannell, author of the Master Key System, talking about thoughts. And he says thoughts are really mind in action, right? And thought is creative. Men and women are thinking now as they never thought before. Yes, thank you. It's about time. He says, therefore, this is a creative age, and the world is awarding its richest prizes to the thinkers. Matter is powerless, passive, inert. Mind is force, energy, power. Mind shapes and controls, matter. Every form which matter takes is but the expression of some pre-existing thought. Think about that. Okay. Just hold that line right there. Every form which matter takes is but the expression of some pre existing thought. A few more words. He says, but thought works no magic transformation, it obeys natural laws, it sets in motion natural forces, it releases natural energies, it manifests in your conduct and actions. And these in turn react upon your friends and acquaintances and eventually upon the whole of your environment. You can originate thought. And since thoughts are creative, you can create for yourself the things you desire. Now, that should excite you. I read something similar to that, wow, well over 40 years ago, and it excited me beyond belief. In fact, it was then I knew that words like these would be my life's work and my life's passion, one way or another. That was personal, professional leadership development. And I wanted to go down this avenue because I knew I didn't have I wanted to learn, yes, but I knew I didn't have to go and get degree after degree after degree and have all that paper smarts. I knew that thought is creative. Thought is creative, and just hold on to that. Keep it simple for right now. Thought is creative. So we've taken a look, really the last 5 years of this podcast, of how do we go about thinking properly? How do we go about feeling properly? How do we go about sustaining, maintaining, whatever you want to call it, the emotional state properly to match the frequency of the life we would love to live? Every episode, go back and listen to them all. I really encourage you to do so and find those nuggets that speak to you and resonate with you and apply them in your life. It's all about the application and the action once we have the thought, right? And so really, I really dug down deep and really got us embedded in this process of, hey, let's be creative for the year ahead, right? Let's be creative and really get at this again, be really strategic. Look at how we're leading our lives. Look at what we're being. Being is how we lead our lives. What are we being in every moment? And how are we the leaders of our lives? Because that takes shape and form in every area of our lives. So I gave you some very specific instructions to think about this now, how to improve your productivity, how to improve your performance at whatever it is you undertake to do, how to better manage and plan and schedule your time. All those in the last few episodes. So then I got some requests. Well, can we review the different areas of life? and and give and people love the visuals. So I want to give you that visual again when we're talking about the holistic approach, the total person concept. So I want you to you can think about this as a wheel, maybe with six spokes, spoke in a wheel, or you could even look at it as a pie, maybe a pie, and you have six slices, right? Or a pizza, right, with six slices, whatever way you want to look at it. But look at the picture, and we want to fill in one piece of the pie or one spoke of the wheel, however you want to do this. You want to write down family and home, and then finance and career, mental and educational, physical and health, social and cultural, spiritual and ethical. Now, I touched on this briefly the last time I talked about whole life prosperity, holistic outlook. And that was taking each of these spokes, making a line from the center to the the outer circumference, just like a wheel, right? And then evenly spaced numbers, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. You can use 1 through 5 if you want. It doesn't really matter. But number it, and then go back and look at each area and let 10 represent yourself being thoroughly satisfied, and 1 being no, no, I need a lot of work in this area. There's a lot of things I want to experience and move into my life in this area. So we use a scale of 1 to 10. So go around your wheel now and give each of these areas a number. Family and home, where are you with that? How is your family life? How is your home life? Right? Are you doing everything and experiencing everything with your family? How are things at home and your relationships with family members and all that? Give it a number, evaluate that, and give it, mark that dot on that line. Is it a 3? Is it a 10? Doesn't matter, right? You're just going to get a picture of the areas you might want to begin to focus on to make those imperative areas of intentionally creating and taking your imagination to get this whole process started. So then go right away, go all the way around finance and career, time and money freedom. What does that look like? Do you love the job? Do you love what you're doing? Do you love going to work every day? Do you love Monday mornings when they come around? Right? Some of us actually do. Where are you when it comes to finance and career? Give that one a number. Are you a 1, 2, all the way up to 10, being thoroughly satisfied there? Mental and educational. How are you exercising your mental faculties? Do you know about your mental faculties? Remember, imagination, intuition, reason, will, memory, and all of that. How is that working out for you? Educationally, is there something more you want to learn? So, where are you? Give it a number. Same thing with health and physical fitness. Physically, do you need to find your wholeness so that you experience what you would call healing in your life? Maybe you want to release a few pounds. Maybe you want to tone and get in shape and get some definition to your muscular structure. What is it? How satisfied are you? Social and cultural. Some of us just work, 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 work. I know this is one of the areas I'm working on, social and cultural. I want to get out more. I want to experience some of the fine arts. I want to take in some things and have date nights and experience more culture. So, so where are you? Give yourself a number on that. And then spiritual and ethical. We have to pay attention to that part. What are our values? And and really give this some thought. Remember, everything starts with thought. That's why I started this episode off talking about thought. We got to start thinking about these areas. So if you go back when I started talking about this in September, we were talking about looking at all these areas so we can start to create and envision and use our imagination to design the life we would love to live. So look how thought and imagination go together to be creative. So now let's connect your dots. Okay, start at the top or wherever you put it, family and home. Where was that? Was that a 4? And maybe finance and careers a 10. So you go from 4 to 10. Maybe you got 10s all the way around. You got a pretty round wheel. This is what the visual is for. Connect the dots. Do you have a round wheel when you connect the dots? Or do you have some flat spots? Do you have a flat tire, right? If we're going to fix a flat, some of the places still plug those holes in a flat tire. Well, they got to take the tire off. They got to find where that hole is, where the air is leaking out, where it's not supportive of the rest of the tire, right? We got a flat. Well, doing this visual exercise for yourself, you can see what area of your life is flat. Where do you need to put some attention? Now, you give attention to all these areas all the time, but you might want to move those flat areas to the top of your list and let those areas become your priority. Now we want to go back. If we have this established, we know where we want to work. So we start to have new thoughts about this area. We have identified some challenges we might be experiencing in those areas. And once we identify the challenges, how can we use the law of polarity here? Flip it to the challenge to its polar opposite and and create an actual goal from it, right? I don't spend enough time with my family and with situations at home that need my attention. So now we flip that over and it becomes a goal for us. And we state it in the positive present or past tense. I'm so happy and grateful. I now spend quality time with my family and with giving attention to the things I need to attend to at my home in my home life. However, that works out for you. So you go around the wheel and you do all this. But remember, it all comes back to thought. Now, in the beginning of this podcast, I said I want to engage the power of your imagination to go deeper into all this. And what am I talking about here? When you look at these areas of your life, I invite you to take a look at them and ask yourself the question, how can I give to these areas? Because most people, when we go through goal achievement and setting some goals and looking at our desires and dreaming the big dreams, right? And looking at everything we would love to experience in our lives, we're thinking about receiving, being on the receiving end of that, right? And that's okay. You can have your wants, your desires are legitimate, and you couldn't even, wouldn't even be possible for you to receive them if you didn't have the desire for them in the first place. But I want you to look at it this way. Look at each of these areas and say, what can I give to this area that is identical to what I want to receive? So when we're talking about financial and career, time and money freedom, you would say, how can I give to this area? How can I give financially? I want to receive more financially. So we would look at how can how can we give? See, we want to be the source of whatever we want in someone else's life and contribute to that. So maybe it's about tithing to your faith community. Maybe it's about giving to a charity. Maybe it's about being more of a person of increase and contributing in thought, word, action, gesture, and and lifting other people up. But go through each of these areas and say, how can I contribute here? How can I give in this area? Yes, you want to identify what it is you want to receive, what you want to experience in your life in these areas. But this time, go through the exercise thinking about how can I give in each of these areas. Mental and education. Maybe there is a whole bunch you want to learn more, but there is knowledge that you already have. Maybe you become a mentor or a tutor or a coach or help somebody out that's struggling. How can I give? How can I contribute? Every area. So go through each of these. Remember, it's thought. Engage with thought. Thought is creative. Then use the power of your imagination to build out the picture. We all think in pictures. So you want to center your attention on this because you know what it comes down to? We're giving instruction to our subconscious mind. We're identifying the way we want to show up in the world. We're talking and learning about being, doing, and having, right? Identify what we want to have, but the thinking and thought takes us back to the beginning. We have to be it first. How do we be it? Well, we be it by contributing in those areas that we want to receive. Be, do, and have. We got to focus on the being. We talk about personal development, professional development, leadership development. Leadership is all about the being. What are we being? What are our values? What is our mission and our purpose? Are we aligned with that mission and purpose in our lives, in all of our thoughts, words, and actions? Are we being it? Are we being what we want to show up as? Are we being the goal? Are we in the energy of that which we want to receive? Are we feeling it? Are we visualizing and seeing it and affirming it day in and day out? This is the key to becoming the total person. This is the holistic approach to setting goals, big dream goals in every area of your life. Be, do, have. Go to thought, use your imagination, and look at it in this way as you look at the total person concept. How can I contribute in these areas? You go a long way doing it this way. And you still have plenty of time for the year ahead. Get this done. Work on all of this. Or again, whether you're just working on something in your own life, whether you're a small business owner, you're part of a corporate team, this applies to each and every one of you. And speaking of that, I would love to help you. I'd love to come in and do something for your company, your corporation. I've mentioned the last couple episodes. We have added to our bag of tricks, so to speak, and doing the one-to-many and one-on-one consulting and coaching and mentoring and all that. We have added facilitating to the corporate environment. We have become a franchisee of Leadership Management International, been around for 60 plus years, founded by Paul J. Meyer, arguably the founder of the entire personal development industry. And so thrilled to be with a company that has the reputation of excellence in over 80 countries, 27 different languages, and still growing. And we are, of course, United States Leadership Management International franchisees, Success Ocean International. So reach out. Let's talk about some of the showcase programs we have coming up that you can enroll in to have a taste, see what it's like, and perhaps consider bringing some training, leadership training into your organization. We need leaders now more than ever. So, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, reach out. Successappointment.com is my calendar. Successappointment.com gets you a spot, and we'll just have a conversation about where you are now and where you want to go. Successappointment.com. For now, that's all the time we have for today. You've been listening to the Genesis Frequency, and this is Dr. Stephen J. Kosmina, wishing you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.